More than 20,000 students across Hampton Roads last year received suspensions in school. Kids kicked out of the classroom as punishment for bad behavior.
And tonight, the school system with the highest suspension rates in our area admits that change needs to happen. 10 of your side's Joe Fisher spent the weeks digging deeper into the numbers and possible solutions.
Our investigation shows Portsmouth Public Schools suspended 17% of their student body last year. Compare that with Virginia Beach, which suspended 4%. Portsmouth isn't the only problem district, but parents there are now fighting back, pointing to the negative consequences of suspending kids. The school-to-prison pipeline shows the link. Kids kicked out of class eventually end up in jail. A controversial theory, but the ACLU says suspended students are 3 times more likely to end up in the juvenile justice system.
Go in any prison and ask an inmate, when you were in school, have you ever been suspended? They will say yes, multiple times.
It's a problem newly elected school board member Lakeisha Atkinson is now committed to fixing after endless complaints by Portsmouth parents. Are too many kids getting suspended?
Yes, yes, far too many.
Carl Burden's grandson got suspended for cursing. He feels current policies are outdated.
Most kids today are going to use profanity, but is it really a reason to give a kid 10 days home from school?
The data shows suspensions are on the rise in Portsmouth. 2,058 students got suspended in 2014, about 200 more in 2015, up another 200 last year. Superintendent Eli Bracey says there's a problem.
We want to start seeing reductions in suspensions.
Last year, Portsmouth suspended 1 in 6 students. Similar-sized school districts like Hampton suspended 1 in 7. Suffolk suspended 1 in 10 students.
I see too many days out of school, and that's too many days of students not learning.
Bracey says it's possible Portsmouth numbers are higher because of newer teachers with less experience managing a classroom.
You know, if there is a fight, or if there's outright disrespect, yeah, chances are there will be a suspension, because we're not going to tolerate any fighting in the schools. We're not going to tolerate outright disrespect to your teachers.
While Bracey says fights make up much of the suspensions, parents argue otherwise. Lisa McDonald says her son has been suspended more than a dozen times, mostly for disruptive behavior.
Don't throw them to the wayside because you feel like they're a problem child. Pull them to the side. Find out what's going on with that child. You got to get to the root of what's going on.
Out of frustration, McDonald and Burden joined Virginia Organizing, a grassroots group now working with parents and the district to come up with solutions. Can Portsmouth do better?
Yes, absolutely. I feel they can. Once they put forth the effort and show that they really have these kids' best interests at heart, definitely, they can do better.
10 on Your Side dug deeper into the numbers and discovered one big problem: repeat offenders. Every district faces the same problem. In Newport News, 3,600 students accounted for more than 7,000 suspensions. In Portsmouth, 2,449 students accounted for nearly 5,000 suspensions.
We just don't have that different approach. Some would say, come back and say, well, the budget doesn't call for different approaches. Well, we can come up with budget-friendly alternatives. We can.
Atkinson says instead of missing class, students could potentially volunteer for nonprofit organizations.
What are we teaching the kids by having them miss a whole day of school?
Atkinson has already called for the review of the Student Code of Conduct, and while she's just one voice and one vote, she plans on being outspoken to bring suspension numbers down.
I feel like I have the city on my back, and that's fine because I'm going to go and do what I said I was going to do.
And 3 bills have been introduced in the state legislature to address school discipline, one of which would ban the suspension of kids from pre-K to 5th grade. Last year in our region, administrators suspended more than 4,000 elementary students. I'm Joe Fisher, 10 on Your Side.